Good.
All
It
right.
says host is in another meeting for Sierra. This is weird. What's the,
Um,
1 second.
welcome. Happy Wednesday, everyone. So happy to see you all here. And I have to say that I am personally so excited for tonight's guest speaker. Thank you so much, Laura, for bringing the incredible Sierra on this call, and so excited for you to introduce her to us later. And this is our weekly Wednesday Rise Up, you guys. It's my favorite time of the week. Why? Because Together We Rise is a global platform to connect, share, and empower each other through the art of well-being, mind, body, and soul. Our intention is to raise the collective frequency through education, inspiration, and collaboration, creating a ripple effect throughout our individual communities. And in unison with the Start Your Life movement, our vision is to ignite all young people to own their lives physically and financially, and through our contributions, create a lasting legacy. And what's really important to us is our core values and integrity, community, innovation, and ease. And by bringing all of those core values together, we're creating an experience. And the experience that we are having in the Together We Rise group could not be possible without all of these pillars, and the number one being community. And I think that's something that is so close to all of our hearts on this call, is the power of community. And I was reflecting today on how powerful the community is, because in a time of such uncertainty and chaos and confusion in the world right now, I have to say that it keeps me really grounded, being able to share space with each and every one with you on a weekly basis. And what I realize more and more, especially with our 5-star challenge group, is that people are craving community more than ever. And I think the more that we can invite people in, even just to be part of something positive, the more we create that ripple effect, which is our vision and our mission with Together We Rise. So thank you guys so much for being part of something that I truly think is incredibly epic and special. Oh, there's Sierra now. So before we get into our incredible guest speaker, we were really just digressing into what it is that is the secret sauce of life, whether it's personal or professional, whether it's physical or emotional, whether it's spiritual, whether it's interpersonal, all of these things. We have the ability to create an even bigger shift and change in our lives when we start really tapping into the powerful skill of visualization. And when we talk about visualization, sometimes it can be, some people have a little bit of resistance to it. Other people are like, oh yeah, that's so easy. But it's all about consistency in what we're doing. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, one of my mentors, he talks about the law of attraction and visualization, not as being just knowing what you want, but actually visualizing what it is that you're going for in your life right now and in the future. Yet he takes it to another level. It's not just about visualizing it and seeing it. It's about visualizing it, seeing it, and holding that visual in your mind until you feel it. Because it is through our feeling that we create the change that we're looking to see in the world. And when we can start feeling what it is that we're visualizing, that energy ripples out into the universe and starts coming back into us. It's almost like a magnet. We're like magnetizing everything that is that we want in our lives from a feeling and an emotion. And I think our emotions, our feelings, the sensations that occur in our body are what make us so powerful as human beings, right? How incredible is it that when we visualize something that we're going for and we can see it, smell it, hear it, feel it, that our brain and our mind actually doesn't know the difference between that happening and what we are envisioning right now. And I think one of the things that tends to happen for myself even a lot is that I do it a few times and then I'm like, oh, I've already done it. And that's where the magic happens, is when we can continue to visualize the goal, when we can continue to visualize our trees and our legs of our businesses growing, when we can continue to start seeing the people that we are attracting into our lives, when we can start seeing that beach house that we want to have somewhere down south and hear the waves and feel the sand on our feet and smell the fresh papaya in the morning. It is through those moments of creating that new future memory in our reality now, over and over and over again, that our body and our mind starts feeling what it will look, feel, see, smell like in the now. And that is where we start to magnetize everything into us. The law of attraction has so much depth, and I know that Laura talks about the law of attraction all the time. But it's not just saying, universe, I want abundance. Yep, I want abundance. I'm ready for abundance. Come on, universe, give it to me. I'm ready. No, it's not how it works. What does abundance look like for you? Right? What is abundance to you? For some, it may be growing their family. For others, it may be financial freedom. But what does that financial freedom get for you? Some, it may be a new place that they can call their own. How is it decorated? What do you feel when you wake up in the morning and put your feet on the floor? Get so specific with what you are asking for. And the reason we have to get so specific is because universal energy will literally read what it is that we are putting out to the world. So if every day you're waking up being like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I hate myself, I hate this, my hair is frizzy, blah, 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 what do you think is going to happen? We're just going to keep attracting more and more and more of that into the world. So the practice of visualization is so powerful because we are starting to not only put out what it is that we want and get really specific about it, but we are actually training our mind to talk better, to feel better, to see better, to hear better. See the correlation? Isogenics, look better, feel better, do better. I don't know. The word better has just been in my mind so much lately, I can't get it out. So we're just going to go with it. But that's the difference. And for me, visualization is really powerful for business. Because we all get taught to write a business plan, right? How much money are we going to make? What's our overhead? What do we need? How many employees? All the little things that we need. And we write it all down and we're taught to make this business plan. And then half the time this business plan goes on the side of the desk and we're like, well, we did that. Now we're just going to wait for it all to happen. But it's way bigger than that. Because how can we step into being the entrepreneurs and the leaders that we want to be? And I say that because every single person on this call is a leader, is an entrepreneur, has a vision for their lives, for their communities, for their families. If we're just writing out what we think looks good and we don't actually feel it in our heart, are we truly showing up as the authentic person that we can be? So I challenge you, when it comes to business, treat it as you would your personal life. Treat it as you would your sex life, your personal life, because it is all the same. Visualize it. When I was visualizing even the partner that I wanted to have in my life, I would lay in bed and think to myself, what would it feel like to be laying next to someone right now? I know that sounds crazy, but seriously, what would that feel like? What would it feel like to wake up and have someone there next to me? Because I don't really like sharing the bed, but I had to really think about that, right? So what about our business? What would it look like to have a team of people who are vibrating at the same frequency as you, showing up in your world, wanting to make an impact the same way you do? We all throw our hands up in the air being like, they're out there somewhere, we're going to find them one day. No, you're going to find them now. Because they're already there. They're already waiting. You just need to put out that energy, put out that vibe, start visualizing it. Stop thinking about names and numbers. Start thinking about qualities and traits and skills of other people and what they are going to bring into your organization. And someone who really inspires me with their visualization is my amazing friend, Joe. And Joe, you just fire me up every time you speak. So I was hoping that you could share a little bit about how visualization has made a difference in your life and some of the skills and tools that you use to manifest what it is that you want now in your future and for your best self.
Wow. Well, butter me up. Every time you talk, I feel like I levitate. I don't even go into a trance. I'm just like, I can't take notes. please brain remember everything that she's saying. And it never does. But you know what? I come out lit up. And visualization. So how I got into visualization, well, most of you that I guess that know my story a little bit, I didn't really have a path. I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have a vision. I didn't know what I wanted. And it really led me down a destructive, downward spiral. I wasn't happy. It wasn't all that stuff. And then when I got tapped into community and started learning and being around people that would say they see things in me and this skill in me and that talent in me, and they see me in a couple of years doing this and doing that, and I believe none of it right away. Like, what are you talking about? You guys are crazy. I like the energy. That's cool to talk like this, but yeah, right, cool, whatever. And then it started chipping away and started just planting this and planting this seed and planting this seed. And all of a sudden some things started to come true. And fast forward 2-3 years later, like literally everything they said 3 years ago, my mentors, is like all happened and all happening. So I'm just like, well, if they can see it for me, maybe there's a piece inside of me where I can start seeing it a little bit too. Whether I believe it 100% or not, the way to success in anything is consistency. Whether it's business, whether it's health, whether it's whatever the heck it is, consistency. So I'm like, well, I'm going to try it on for size. You crazy people with your visualization, your thoughts and dreams and all that stuff. You seem to have life that I want. You seem to have the success that I want. You seem to have these things. Well, I'm going to trust it because whatever I was doing before wasn't working. So now, thing that I've implanted in my head, and like you said, sometimes we start and something gets in the way or a vacation happens and we fall off course. First 5 to 10 minutes every day, I wake up either wide awake without an alarm and I'll shut it off. But as soon as I wake up, I grab my alarm and I set it for 15 minutes just in case I ice out. But I close my eyes and I visualize my day from stepping out of bed to walk into doing everything. And it takes me 10, 15 minutes literally every day. And I practice and I visualize my day, start to finish, what I'm eating, who I'm meeting. If there's new people, I'll have smiles. There's sometimes negative emotions will come up and I'm like, oh, something sad, like crap. And the craziest thing, sometimes something sad happens throughout the day. Not that exact thing that I thought of, but it's crazy how we start to feel these emotions. And I start to resist them a little bit too, but I try to bring in more happy, like you just said, the people that we want, the smiling faces. I picture these calls, people that I've been in conversation with and how my call is going to go with them or onboarding and different things. And it honestly has brought me so much more joy because I direct it towards positive all the time. And you don't realize it, but time after time, day after day after day, I feel like I get put in these situations. I'm like, whoa, I'm having like total, like visual. I had this earlier. I'm like, where did I see it? Like, oh yeah, I thought about this 2 days ago. It might've been like a couple days before, but you'll see these come up. So it's not exactly how you picture them all the time, but when you come in those situations, the light bulbs go off and you start noticing them. So I'm doing the day-to-day thing, but I also do spend some time picturing, a year, 3 years, being in a warm climate all the time, being able to travel, never having to say no because of finances, different things like that. And I don't know when they're going to exactly show up. I don't put a date or a timestamp on them, like you said, but why not now? So I force it like that and it's going to show up. I don't know exactly when, but I know with due time that it's going to do that. So my long-winded answer, I don't know if I answered your question or if you're looking for more technical things I do.
So good, Joe. So good. Thank you. It laid it out so effectively. And I love what you said there. And if you ever doubt the power of this, and I know Sierra is going to blow our minds tonight, but if you ever doubt visualization, I want you to think about a time where you thought of someone and then they texted you. It's real. It's so real. You want more people to contact you. You want more customers. You want more friends. Start writing down names and see what happens because they show up. It's crazy. Test it. Experiment with it. So visualization is not just for personal life and spirituality. It can also be for your professional development. And I think it's really powerful because it also brings up the emotions. Like Joe said, sometimes they're negative, and what it's doing, it's giving us an opportunity to continue to grow into the person we're becoming. And I'm going to pass it off to the beautiful Laura Plahuta to introduce us to the next segment of tonight's call. So excited. Thank you, Joe, for sharing.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Fire guys tonight. This is so exciting. So I'm going to introduce our amazing guest tonight on Together We Rise. It's Sierra Wertz, and she is a lunar abundance coach. She helps female entrepreneurs to create aligned success. She's a mom of 2. And guys, her energy is absolutely just so incredible. Just wait until you hear her open up her mouth. You can even see her radiating there from her little square that she's in right now. It's literally insane. But she's gonna be sharing tonight all about what the blue moon is that's coming up in a few days and why being in the sign of Taurus right now is so friggin' powerful, and how we can work in harmony with the energies that the moon brings us to move forward in, like Jen said, our professional life and our personal life and in all areas of our life. So thank you so much, Sierra, for being here with us tonight.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me. There's so many smiling faces, so much love and energy. Oh my God, I feel it. I love it. I'm so excited to be here and stepping into the visualization and the power that all of it is. It really is so beautiful. And I love what you were saying about like experimenting with it and playing with it and really leaning in, because it looks different for everybody, but oh my God, it's fucking beautiful. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. So yeah, I really love talking about lunar energy, talking about abundance, talking about how working with the energy of the moon really brings in the power for us. And it's something that we all see every day. It's something that we don't really think about a lot though, right? Like we accept that it's there and we accept that it, is available to all of us, just like the energy of the universe, just like law of attraction, visualization. But when you tap into it and you activate that energy, it does so much more for you. It really is about, bringing in exactly what you want, shining the light, right? The light of the moon and illuminating your path for you. And this blue moon specifically, like beautiful magic happening. It only happens every 19 years around Halloween. And so on Halloween, having it be on this, daylight savings time is also here. The De los Huertos is happening as well. There's like planetary things happening. It's like hasn't happened in so many different ways since 1944. That this is all happening. So it's happening now in 2020 in the craziest year of, creation. And the fact that we're here, we're honoring it, we're growing businesses, we're bringing in more of what we want, we're stepping into our truth, right? This is happening. It's the start of that. And it's a super moon, which is like amplified. It's just, there's so much magic here. So honor the fact that you're here for this, honor the fact that you're able to tap into it, that you have this ability to be here in this moment to see it, and that you have the ability to harness this energy because it truly is powerful. A blue moon is the second moon in a calendar month or month, which is how it actually got that name, which I think is really fun. But it's the second one. So it carries the energy of Taurus. This one, the first full moon was at the beginning of the month. So it's October's kind of bookended by 2 full moons, which means that this is going to be a very powerful month creation wise because it's bouncing back and forth, which I'm sure so many of you have leaned into already as we're almost done with the month. Taurus is the sign of self-care. Taurus is the sign of honoring yourself. And it's also the sign of seeing your passions, leaning into your energy, maybe getting a little stubborn about what you really want, right? Getting clear on it and not being able to hold yourself back. There's a strong resistance that comes up when we think about what do we really want and can we achieve it, right? All of the limiting beliefs, all of the ego, all of the outside sources come in. And this blue moon is really asking you to shine light on all of them and say, hey, I don't need you. I love that you're here and I love that you're trying to support me, but I know that this is what I want. I know that I can achieve this. I know that I can honor this. I know that I can create this. This is also a really powerful blue moon because it's the hunter's moon, and the hunter is about gathering. They get their names through like when we first moved here and when we first were creating all of this, how the blue moons were how we told time. And so the hunter's moon is about gathering what you need for winter, gathering what you need for the season that's coming, being able to hold what you want, being able to harvest it in certain ways. And you can do that in your life too. You can do that in your business. You can do that in what you're creating for your abundance and what you're creating for your next level, right? What do you need to bring in more of? What do you need to honor more of? Is it your self-care? Is it loving yourself? You know, is that something that you've been resisting to because you've been deep in the hustle? You know, do you need to pause for a second? Or do you need to allow yourself to be free, allow yourself to go deeper, allow yourself to show up brighter, show up more, right? Focusing on what that looks like for you. And it can look different for every single one of you because you all have your own magical path. You all have your own ability to shine your light. And community is such a powerful thing because everybody brings a different thing, right? Each one of you brings something different to the table because you're all on your own path. You all have your own vision. You all have your own ability to see your light. And when you can tap in and activate your unique gifts, you're also showing other people that they can do the same. You're showing other people that your energy is activating their energy. And in a community like this, right, you guys can be this powerful light beam of like, wow, magic is happening right here. So get excited about that. Allow yourself to lean in. Allow yourself to lean into the power that you can create. This full moon is not something that everybody gets to experience. This full moon will pass so many people by. It'll just be another day. It'll be Halloween. It'll be a day to take your kids trick or treating. It'll be a day that it's a Saturday, like it's nothing special, right? But it can be so special if you allow yourself. Take 10 minutes Saturday morning and think about what do you truly need in this next season. Allow yourself to close your eyes, do some visualization like you guys were talking about at the beginning of the call, and allow yourself to see the light of the moon, La Luna, right? Shining her light down your path. She is illuminating the path in front of you. She is showing you what's coming. She is showing you what is possible for you. What does it look like? What is there? And is there anything in there that's an obstacle? Is there something that's going to be holding you back? This is going to be the loudest full moon of 2020. And the reason is, I said kind of at the beginning, there's a lot of planetary things going on as well. And so all of these things are kind of happening at once. Mercury is in retrograde. We're in Scorpio season. The full moon is going into conjunct Uranus, which is like very potent energy. And there's a lot, which can feel really heavy. It can feel like things go crazy. You're not really sure what to do next. Unexpected things can be happening. Things that will be trying to put you off on your path. Things that will be trying to bring up obstacles for you. And the reason they all come up right now, the reason they all come up in this energy is to show you how strong you are, is to show you that you can still see this for yourself and be struggling, right? You can still see this and want it and know that you can achieve it and be like, oh crap, this just happened. Now I have to, change a little bit. Now I have to shift. Now I have to work through this and try and make this work, right? It's an ability to show yourself your strength. It's the ability to show yourself your power, because like you guys were talking about earlier, consistency, right? When you're consistently showing up, things happen. Like it's just life, right? Nothing will ever go exactly the way that we imagine it to. And in all honesty, if it did, it wouldn't be that much fun, right? It'd be like, oh, this is easy. Business is like whatever, right? It's the fact that you can create it. It's the fact that you can overcome these hurdles. It's the fact that you can be like, I did that. Like I did it. It was hard. It wasn't the easiest. I wasn't sure I was going to be able, and I did it anyway. There is a lifting of yourself up. There is a strength. There is an empowerment. And that is the energy that this full moon carries. And it's not just carrying it for Saturday, it's carrying it into November and really pushing forward all into 2021. Super moon, the moon is the start of the shift that's happening. Yeah, you guys are like, yes, I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is so beautiful. I'm glad this is resonating with you guys. But yes, this is truly a powerful, powerful time. And when I say this is the loudest full moon, it's also the loudest time for us to show up. It's the loudest time for us to anchor into what we want. And it's the time where can be your shift, right? If you've been holding yourself back all of 2020, if you've been holding yourself back for the past 5 years, for the past 10 years, right? This is your time to say, okay, no more. This is your time to celebrate. The full moon is about celebration. And this is every full moon. So not just the blue moon in Taurus, but the next full moon at the end of November in Gemini, right? Every full moon after this, everyone is about celebration. So think about, what are you celebrating that you have achieved? What are you celebrating in this moment? What are you celebrating in yourself? What are you celebrating in your community? And when you anchor into your celebration vibes, I know Jen was talking about the law of attraction. The other one I'm going to talk about today, which is another universal law, is the law of vibration, right? And so celebration is a high vibration. When you anchor into gratitude, when you anchor into celebrating, when you bring your frequency up, you are becoming an energetic match for what you want. You're becoming an energetic match for what you desire. Do more of that. Allow yourself to lean into these vibes because it's here. It is within you. You can tap into it at any time. You can activate this energy at any time. And this blue moon is an amplifier for this, right? Instead of just being like, okay, well, I really have to work on it today. I'm not really feeling it. This blue moon energy is potent. Okay. It is here. It is here to stay. It is like, yeah, come play with me. I'm here, right? Don't ignore me. She wants to be seen. She is full. She is bright right now. La Luna is here and she is saying, look at me. Honor yourself. Let me be the mirror. I always like to think of the full moon as a mirror for us, right? She can show us exactly what we need to see. She can show us some things we may not want to see, right? But they're still there. Maybe we have been resisting them, but she can be your mirror. So I challenge you guys on Saturday, and it's actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday is just the peak day, but I challenge you on one of these days to sit here and really imagine if you were looking into a mirror, what would be shining back at you? Not just your future self, not that self that you're envisioning, right? But the you right now, the beautiful being that you are. What is shining back at you? What is coming forward? What are you seeing? What are you loving and celebrating? What are you wanting to work on more? We just ended Libra season, and so now we're in Scorpio season, which a lot of people are like, it's an intense time, right? A lot of shit comes up, a lot of things that we don't want to talk about, a lot of feelings. I'm a Scorpio moon sign, so I kind of love this season. So many people don't. That's okay. But it's a time where it affects everybody in a way that it asks you to accept yourself. And not just the good parts of yourself, not just the parts that you're working on, right? But accepting yourself fully. And there is power that when you accept all of yourself, when it's a staying quality of like, yeah, I know that I do this. I know that I struggle here. I know that I'm excellent in this. I know that I shine over here, right? When you accept the good, the bad, and the ugly, the hard parts of yourself that maybe you haven't wanted to resist, and the beautiful parts that you share with the world, when you accept it all, there's a resilient quality that can't be shaken, right? You go on towards your goals and somebody says something and you're like, yeah, I know that, but I already accepted it about myself. I know that I'm emotional. I know that I have that, but I already accepted it. Like, it's just a part of me. So what you say doesn't affect me. What you say doesn't bring me down. It doesn't hinder me from where I want to go, because you are accepting of your beauty, of your magic. You can create whatever you desire. And you can call it in. You can work with the universe. You can work with the moon. You can work with your own goddess gifts, right? Every single one of you has certain gifts that make you unique and make you shine, activating those and harnessing those. But the beauty is, it doesn't have to be this rocket science chemistry problem, right? Of how to actually get there. It really can be as simple as accepting yourself and knowing, believing, and trusting that what you want is coming to you. And a lot of the times I hear, like, when you work with the moon, when you work with lunar energy, right? Well, is it going to happen right now? Like, I talk about manifestation with the moon. I talk about how to really work in harmony with the moon, right? And there's certain phases to bring in certain levels of manifestation. And so I'll share with you the full moon, especially the one that's coming up, is really about releasing what hasn't served you, right? Up until this point, whatever you've been working on and manifesting, there's a cord cutting that happens. There's a releasing, right? Because it does shine its light and say, okay, this is here. You've been holding space for this here, and it's no longer needed. This isn't going to help you get there. And then there's the next phase, which is going to be the surrendering of the fact that you were able to release this, the letting go of the control, the letting go of holding yourself back. That will be the last quarter. And then we will go into the new moon in Scorpio, which is about honoring your intentions, honoring your next step, setting new intentions, setting new beginnings, taking a breath of fresh air, right? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Allowing yourself to flow through. But I get asked all the time, okay, well, if I go through a manifestation through a lead lunar cycle and it doesn't happen, did I do it wrong? Does that mean that, I didn't do something right? Does that mean that I'm not good at this? Does that mean that I don't deserve that? And one thing I will say is, when you set an intention, especially in harmony with the moon, especially in harmony with working with each phase, there is magic in setting intentions for exactly how it's going to come up and honoring that energy. So I was talking about each of your goddess gifts, right? One of the things that will come from like knowing your moon sign, and you can Google what this is. There's a place I can send it to or put it in the Facebook group as well. But it's called Cafe Astrology, where you can put in your birthday and get your moon sign, get your astrology breakdown. But it's a beautiful part for you to see how this energy or this season that we're in is really going to affect you. And so Scorpio season brings up a lot of things, brings up a lot of intense energy. However, this blue moon in Taurus is the money moon. This is the moon time where you bring in abundance. This is the moon time where you center in specifically on financial goals, or you center in on what's coming for you. So allowing yourself to lean into, okay, this is a great time for money manifestation, right? The universe is telling you this is a great time for money manifestation, right? So anchor into that, allow yourself to feel into it. And there will be other moons where that's probably not the energy you want to work on. And it's the time for community. So the next full moon at the end of November is a beautiful time to work on community manifestations, a beautiful time to work on friendships and conversations and relationships in your life. It's the Gemini energy, right? That's magic. That's not necessarily the time for strong money manifestation goals. Does that mean you can't set them? Of course not. You can absolutely honor them, right? But think about what the potent energy is going to be around. And right now, the potent energy is around calling in more money, gathering what you truly need right now to be that next self, to be that higher version of you, to anchor into what you want, bringing in, all of your little things. Think about the squirrel who grabs all of her nuts and takes everything back and is like, okay, I have everything. Now I'm good to go. Right? That's what you're doing. You get to grab all of the things that you want. Yeah, you get to grab all of the things. You get to be, exactly who you want. Think about the parts of yourself you want to honor. Think about the parts of yourself you want to bring forward and go with that. This is your time. This is your moment, right? This is the magic that's coming. It's so potent and powerful and just absolutely beautiful. And so I honor you in this. I honor you in seeing this for yourself and diving deeper into it, right? Like there's so much love here. And the main thing is going to be seeing what you need, right? There's going to be a release that needs to be honored. It can't be resisted, right? If you want to manifest things, if you want to work further on things and you want to reach your goals, you have to let go, creating that space, creating the space for what you want to come in. I'll share with you one of my favorite money manifestation tricks. Okay. So you can clean out your wallet or clean out your purse, right? If you're trying to manifest money, if you're trying to bring more money in, create space for it. Take out all of those receipts you've kept or the cards that you have that you swipe at a coffee shop once and you've never got punched again, right? All of the things that are in the bottom of your purse that you don't use. Or my husband takes out all of his cards. He's like, I don't even know what this card's for anymore. It's so worn off, right? Like take out the things that you don't need anymore. Create space for what you want. If you're trying to call in, more team members, get out an empty folder, put in like something that you would give to them, put in a journal prompt or put in anything that you would like to give to them and just put it there. They don't have to have a name on it, right? But the folder's there for who you want. The folder's there for the next person to come in, right? Allow yourself to create that space and honor it, right? Set that folder on your desk, look at it every day. Open your wallet, be like, hey, there's that space right there. Yeah, I created it. That's where that money's going to go, right? Allow yourself to lean into it, celebrate it. This is a beautiful time. This is one of the tricks that you can, I say tricks, but little life hacks, right? That you can honor with this blue moon energy. Get loud about what you want. Get loud about what you desire. Create this space for yourself. Okay, I want to read through because you guys have so many beautiful comments coming in. We were just talking about abundance in our dance. I love dance parties. Dance parties are my jam. Okay. I don't know if any of you went to my Instagram. I'm currently doing this dance party celebration challenge. It's the best. Talk about raising those high vibes, right? That's the energy. I love it. I love it. Oh, falling in love with the moon. Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, she's powerful. So let her shine your light. And the other thing was I was talking about mirroring, right? The beautiful part is whatever you see in your higher self, whatever you see when you're working with what La Luna shows you, the energies that she's gifting to you, right? It's a mirror for what you already are. And the same thing when you see somebody that you really connect with, when you see, another mentor, when you see a coach, or even when you see a person that you really want in your life, right? They're mirroring back the energies that you can have. They're mirroring back the light that's within you. And that's why you connect to it, because you know that it's in yourself. Your soul knows that it's within you, but you may not be showing up fully in that. So they're just mirroring back to you what you have within yourself already. So there's beautiful in that too. You guys are all so amazing. Oh my God, I'm so loving this right now. Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're a Taurus. Oh, I'm a Taurus sun. That's beautiful. Love that. See? Stubborn, beautiful magic energy. Do you guys have any questions specifically around? Yeah, go for it. I'm here for them.
So do you want to go ahead, Christy? I can wait. You sure? You know I can talk a lot, right? Okay. So on Saturday, I'm going to do this ceremony of planning it as you're talking. So can I like write them out and then do I burn them?
Ooh, you can. Yeah, absolutely. So you're talking about the releasing, right?
Yeah, because I've always associated and you know, I know Jen did a ceremony or something, you all guys, you all did something one time and limiting beliefs, you wrote them down and then you burn them all. Sort of the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely anchor into that. And there's a magic in the burning is actually releasing it, right? It's taking it away from you and releasing it out of the air. Releasing it, you're no longer holding space for that. The other thing is you can rip it if you don't necessarily want to burn it, right? Ripping it up, literally letting yourself know, I'm no longer serving this. This is no longer here for me. There's different ways that you can anchor into the release. The beautiful part is do what feels good for you. If you want to burn it, burn it. You're like, I need this out, right? No more, burn it. Allow yourself to be that.
And for the stuff that I desire, I could just like look up the moon and just say, I am abundance. Like talk to the moon like it's my own personal assistant that day, sort of. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's gorgeous. I love that. Yeah, you can look up, let her light shine on you, right? The other thing I would say is feel into it. If you are sitting underneath the moon and you don't have to allow it to be like a distant thing, right? Let her light come to you, let her warm you. Maybe she's cooling, she's letting you know that it's soothing energy, right? Whatever that feels like to you, accept it in, welcome it in, and that'll also help guide you towards how you want to do this. Maybe you just want to sit there and just feel into the energy. Maybe you want to get a journal and you want to write it all down, right? This is what's coming through. This is what I'm feeling, right? Your ritual can look however you need it to, but really feel into how it feels energetically for you. How is it calling to you? You know, do you need to shout it from the rooftops? I am abundant. I am manifesting money. I am manifesting my greatness. Life is happening for me. It's coming. It's on its way. Yes, yes. Like shout it from the rooftops. If that is what feels good to you, then do it. Honor that in that moment, sister. I love that. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful. Do you guys have any other questions that I can specifically anchor into? Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you. This explains so much, and I'm so excited to sit outside with my children, and I just got 2 new ones today. I felt naked without them. I had to extend a work trip, and I'm like, I feel like I need new children in my life. So I got some new ones. What crystals do you recommend to sit with on Saturday night?
Okay. So I love this question. I have a crystal shop. So I'm like super anchored in to the magic of crystals. Okay. The specific crystal that I would say is definitely rose quartz if you have it, because of the fact of its self-love, right? Rose quartz is the Taurus stone. So if you have Taurus in anywhere in your signs, right? If you go and look at that thing that I said, if you have Taurus, that's going to be a very powerful stone for you as well. But also because the energy is in Taurus, anchoring into that. Labradorite, which is a transformation stone, that's going to be really powerful this time as well, because this is a huge shift. Really bringing forward the energies of what's coming, accepting of the unexpected, right? Allowing yourself to lean into that, the distractions and the disruptions, they're okay, right? There's beauty in it. The other stone that's going to be really powerful is fluorite right now, because it's going to be a soothing energy. It's going to be an energy. It's also a strong Taurus energy as well, but it brings clarity and focus. Allowing yourself to say that what you're seeing, right? It's here. Oh, I love that. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. Okay. You guys are just beautiful. This is the best. I love this. Um, beautiful. But yeah, fluorite brings the clarity, it brings the magic of that you can see what's coming for you and it doesn't have to worry you. There doesn't have to be a stress or a fear, right? It's anchoring into that. The other one that I would say is going to be really powerful is any intuition stone. So amethyst or lapis lazuli, those are both really strong in centering in your intuition, connecting to your inner wisdom, right? Both of those will be really powerful right now as well, because as we're stepping into this energy of what's coming for us, we have to trust in what we really need. So anchor into that. Yeah. I love it. Love that question. Crystals are my jam. Like I was like, I love this. Yeah, absolutely. I love that you guys have them in your pants right now. Like that's just
Always.
oh my gosh. I think it's so funny. I got the I have the bra now that has like the little crystal pockets and I was like, this is the best. Like this is what I've always needed in my life. My stories on Instagram. Yeah, I can put the handle here, but this is my store's IG. We just have Instagram sharing the love. It's my favorite place to be, basically. But yeah.
Here, one more question. So usually how my children, I call them, pick me, is by walking into a shop with just zero expectation and breathing. And then something just kind of, like I walked over to this black stone and I can't remember the name of it. And I have a little thing, but it's to help with anxiety and negative energy and clearing. And there's something about when you walk in to a place and if you go in with zero expectation and just thank you, that's right. That it just, yes. And you just, I pick it up and I can't put it down. And that's how I know it chose me.
Yes.
Yeah. And is it also true that you're not supposed to have other people touch your children, your stones?
So it depends. I think there are definitely certain stones around that are very centered just for you, very centered just for the energy won't be as potent if it's like spread and shared. Black tourmaline specifically, because it's a very protective stone, right? It protects your energy. So when other people are playing with it and holding it right now, it's giving some of that protection to them. It's not anchoring fully into you. Whereas some of them actually get more amplified. So rose quartz, for one, if anybody else is touching it, right, you're bringing in more energy and love to them. You're anchoring into the unconditional love of the universe. You're spreading that love. Whereas there's more than enough. There's more than enough abundance for that, right? So certain stones, that's 100% true for, and certain stones, it's like, it's okay. It's actually, welcomed to spread it and share it.
Okay. Yeah. They did a sound bath cleansing before they let me walk out of the shop with it. Like it was the most incredible thing.
That sounds so magical. I love that. I love that.
I can't believe I found this place in Miami, but I just like, okay, here I'm supposed to be here.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
It's called Celestial Treasures is the name of the shop, and it's in Coconut Grove in Miami, Florida. That's where I'm at right now. But yeah, I'm obsessed with these things.
I love it. I love it.
I have
So
a
go
question.
find a crystal shop in Minneapolis and walk into one. Don't just order it off of Amazon or order it from Sierra's store, because she'll do all the right things for it.
So Sierra, I have a question about this full moon. You had mentioned that it was like, it's more amplified, like it's a bigger magnitude. And I'm curious, with Halloween having such a thin veil to spirit world,
Yes.
is that what is making this moon so powerful, or is there a few different things going on here?
So specifically, there's a few things going on. So the energy of Halloween, of Samhain, of the veil being thinner, the ancestral vibes coming forward, beautiful connection, and it being such a loud moon. Yes, that's absolutely part of it. The other part is the fact that it's the blue moon. It's also amplified by the Aries energy at the beginning of the month. So it's kind of being pushed by that. Which is like making it bigger, brighter, stronger in its own energy, in the energy of self-care, in the energy of leaning into your senses and passion and honoring what you want. but being guided by that fiery first, beautiful impulsive energy of like, take action, do what you need, right? So that's amplifying it. And then being in conjunct with Uranus, which is very centered in, shit's going to happen and it's going to come up, but it's going to be a beautiful thing if you let it, right? That's very strong, making it amplified. And it's also a super moon, which is like already times 4. So this specific blue moon is like magic on magic on magic. And it's just like overflowing and bubbling out of like so many different ways that it can affect you if you allow it to, if you honor it and accept it.
Thank you. That's so powerful. I appreciate that. You're incredible.
Thank you. I love to share this and talk about this. Anytime I get to be able to kind of guide on like the power of the moon, the power of the energy that we have inside of us, our own, inner higher self power, right? Our own activation. Working with the moon is something it's always there, right? You don't have to buy anything. You can, right? There's different things that can, help amplify that, but you don't have to. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to buy all the books or get all these courses, right? You can go outside and you can see the moon, and it's you and her, and there's power in that. There's power in the fact that it's anchors into a trust in yourself, right? It's asking you to see your power instead of relying on so many tools, instead of trying to, anchor into all of the different things. There's a power in you. And when working with the moon, it really strengthens that. It lets you see that. It shines its light on the fact that you're magical, you're powerful, you have so much light to share in this world. And she helps you to, guide you toward that path of what, is really meant for you. So I love this. Thank you so much for holding space for this, for being open to something like this, being open to hearing more about this. I'm here for it. You guys are amazing. So much love.
Thank you so much for being here, Sierra. You're honestly you're so knowledgeable about all of this stuff, and your passion and your energy just literally radiates to absolutely everybody. So it's an honor to have you on here. And who knows, maybe we'll have you back on here again sometime soon to be able to talk some more about this, because I know you have so much value to be able to share with everybody. And we just want to thank you so much for coming on here and taking the time out of your night to be here and just pour into all of us tonight. So thank you so much. Oh, Joe has a question or wants to say something.
I always have something I want to say, but I try to hold my tongue. I just sometimes talk. But are you doing tour guiding on Saturday virtually?
I am not currently, but if you have any questions, reach out to me and I can definitely help guide you in your own journey.
I'm glad that you took that serious when I know half the people here are like, "Guy, you're such a smart ass."
I'm like, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, same. I was like, that's amazing.
Because I could definitely have nothing to do all day Saturday if you know either.
He's looking for
Actually, I have one more thing to ask. Sierra, you mentioned Saturday morning. Do you feel that starting the day in that energy with your intentions, and then, okay, so that's powerful to do. So in the morning when you wake up, set the intentions, really do that thinking. And then later in the night when the moon's actually out, would that be when you surrender, release, kind of do your own ritual?
Yes.
All right.
I love that you asked that. And I completely spaced on talking about it. So I always start on a full moon morning before any other outward energy can affect me. Before anything in the day, whether it's positive or negative, right? It's just me centering in with my intentions. So first thing, like Joe was talking about with his visualization, right? First thing in the morning, centering into these intentions. And then there's a peak time for when the full moon is going to be at its most potent energy. Sometimes that's at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's different for every time zone kind of thing, right? So think you can easily Google it when it is for you in your specific time zone, but that's a peak time sometimes. And it's not normally at midnight or anything super crazy, right? Normally it's right around evening hours, early evening hours where it's going to be peak, where you're not necessarily looking up and seeing it, right? But her energy is there and she's powerful. So anchoring into that too, I always try to do my actual ritual whenever it's closest in ability with comfort and convenience, right? To when that peak time is. So leaning into that as well. And the other thing I'll say and hold space for is if you guys have any questions that come up, right? Please feel free to reach out to me, whether it's about working with the moon, manifestations, the new moon that's coming in Scorpio. If you're like, what does that even mean? Right? Reach out to me. I'm gladly here to talk about this, spreading this magic, spreading this energy. It's a beautiful thing. If you have crystal questions, you can do that too, right? I'm here for it. I always love to be able to share and help and serve in every single way that I can. So, yes.
Saturday's blue moon will peak at 10:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. AM.
It's going to be a magical kind of breakfast day.
I actually have a full moon
10:45?
brunch scheduled.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for Googling that.
Beautiful.
Sierra, thank you so much. And since everyone's been talking about dance parties, should we close off with one?
Sure.
Yes. I love this.
Love that idea.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording because, I mean, no one needs to see our moves. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to Together We Rise Weekly Rise Up, and we will see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we have another amazing special guest next week. See you then.
Thank you.